Hello. Let's film this video while the sun is still on my side. Hi, my name is Sully and welcome back to the Little Reader's Corner. So this is the last monthly TBR I think I'm going to be doing for a bit. I might do more monthly like possibility piles. Good morning. I might do more monthly possibility piles or seasonal TBRs, but you know what? Just having the pressure of saying what you're gonna read for the whole month, it's a lot, and we're not doing this anymore. So, you know, it was a good time. We enjoyed it while we did. But this month is going to be a little different anyways. So we're already kicking it off with a little funky, little fresh, little weird. And that is because, so I'm gonna have a bit of a life update coming up soon. Not gonna tell you about it just yet, because some pieces are still fitting into the puzzle. But basically, for some reason or other, I need to read the physical books that I have on me right now as soon as possible. So this is basically me finishing the books I am almost done with that I'm really enjoying. Reading the physical books that I own and somehow squeezing in the audiobooks that I really want to get to / ebooks that I really want to get to. So full disclaimer, I am not, I'm stating this right now, there is no way in hell I'm reading all of these books. I do not read that fast. I cannot read that fast. There is just, oh, it's my neighbor. Oh, it's my neighbor. There is simply no physical, logical way I can read all of these books. But enough of that. Let's talk about all the books I would like to get to, I want to get to, that I want to read. First off, the books that I'm currently reading. So that is A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. It's the fourth book, I think, in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. Everyone and their mom is reading this book right now. I know, Sarah J. Maas Trash, that is just what I am. That is what we're here for, and I'm loving it. It's absolutely fantastic. It talks about trauma and depression and post-traumatic stress and just dealing with traumatic things in life. It talks about all of that, and it deals with it very well, and it showcases female friendships in the most beautiful lights. It showcases how meditation and physical movement can really help you focus your mind and move through difficult situations and difficult memories and emotions. I mean, it's just fantastic. And then like the Fae sex, on the other hand, is like, I mean, yeah, you know, so two reasons why that book is really good. I probably would have finished it by now if it hadn't come out right before I had a 3-day Model UN conference, and then after that I had an economics exam, and then after that I was so deprived of energy that I was just done for about a week. So I'm almost done with it. I have like maybe 200 pages left or so. I'm not so sure. I'm reading it on ebook, but it's great. And the other book that I really need to finish that I'm almost done with, that's fan-freaking-tastic, is A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. Amazing book. I'm listening to it on audiobook, so I'm not sure where I'm at, but I only have like an hour, maybe 2 hours left on audiobook. I don't know, I'm close. I'm somewhere near the end. It's in the middle of the action. So this one is talking about, so basically there's like this festival called Solstasia, and there are two different main characters. One is royalty, another is a refugee, and it kind of focuses on their plots and what's going on with them, like familially, but also like ancestrally. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say because I don't want to give it away, because I started it without knowing a lot about the plot. I didn't really understand what it was about going in, and I actually enjoyed it more because of that, because I wasn't expecting anything to happen. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I am almost done with it, and it's fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. Now let's talk about the books that I have physically that I really hope to get to. So first priority on that list is Happily Ever Afters, and this is by Elise Bryant. Maddie from Princess Paperback got this for me because of a very exciting thing that I will tell you in my life update. But oh my gosh, this was one of my 21 anticipated releases for 2021. And it's in my hands and I'm really excited to read it. It's the cutest story. It's about Tessa, and she's 16 years old and she hasn't seen herself represented in a lot of romance stories or literature. And she has been writing her own love stories with her best friend Caroline, where she can see herself represented on the page and she can go into all of these romantic fantasies. But then the problem arises when she gets into this really amazing writing program. She gets to the first workshop and she just has complete writer's block. But then of course a brooding artist steps into the picture, and maybe he is just the thing to kickstart some of those romantic storylines. So really want to read this month. I'm going to read this month. It's not very long either, and I am quicker at reading contemporaries than I am at fantasies or sci-fi, because fantasies and sci-fi I have to pay attention to the whole world and all of the things that are not like our world that we already know of. And in a contemporary, I already know what Earth looks like. I already understand the mechanics and the physics of Earth, so it doesn't take me as long to understand what's going on. Alright, next, this is pretty simple and straightforward. I have not finished the third graphic novel of the Adventure Zone. I'm about halfway through and we know exactly why I stopped reading it. It's because this is the newest one that's out. The next one, assuming there's a next one, I'm almost certain there will be, but the next one won't be out until at least the end of this year, probably next year most likely. So I don't want this to finish, because once I finish this, that means I'm caught up with the series and I will no longer have anything to keep me going. So, but also because of update reasons, I need to finish this. I need to pull it together and I need to finish this book. Basically, if you don't know what the Adventure Zone is about, it is based off of a podcast where three brothers and their dad play Dungeons and Dragons and go on adventures. These three are the main characters, and there's also the Dungeon Master up here, and it's a good darn time. It is an adult comic, up to your own discretion if you're not an adult, but you know, it's good. Next up, we have another gifted book from Maddie. Who would have thought? So Maddie gave me 6 Angry Girls by Adrienne Kestner for Christmas, for the holidays, and I'm very excited to read this book. It's also quite short. It's not even 300 pages. I believe it's about a debate team. It's about mock trial. So it's about all these friends that are all going through our own things in life, and they all decide to join this mock trial group. And come on, it looks fantastic. I'm very excited to read this. It looks like a good gosh darn time, and it's short, and we love that. Next up on the list, we have Majesty, which is the sequel to American Royals, and this is by Catherine McGee. I loved American Royals. I loved American Royals so much. Absolutely genius. It basically goes off the idea that if the founding fathers of the United States had created a monarchy instead of a democratic republic, then we would have kings and queens today, and there would be like the Duke of Orange County. You get it? Yeah. So basically it's about the modern day American royal family, and things happened at the end of the first book that were just amazing. There's, I think, 2 love stories going on in it. One's kind of a forbidden romance in a way, which I think will be talked about more in this one, and I'm so excited to read this book. I really wanted to read this after I finished the first book, and now I have it. I've had it in my hands since my birthday. Wait a minute. Didn't Maddie give this to me for my birthday? Oh my goodness. This vlog is brought to you by Madison Mary from Princess of Paperback, I guess. Anyways, fantastic book. Really want to read it. My battery is flashing. Oh no. Next up, I really want to read The Color of Law. Now, this is a nonfiction book. This is very much more geared towards those interested in sociology and political science, but also just a very good educational resource no matter who you are. So this was written by Richard Rothstein. Throughout this, Richard Rothstein documents how America's cities have become very divided. So he describes how federal, state, and local governments have systematically imposed residential segregation through undisguised racial zoning laws, public housing that severed severely mixed communities, subsidies for builders to create white-only suburbs, tax exemptions for prejudiced institutions, and support for violent resistance to African Americans in white neighborhoods. So this sounds absolutely fascinating. I think it's a must read, honestly, especially since I'm a political science major. I'm more focused on international politics, but no matter what goes on in this book and what it discusses is vital information anyways. And I have learned a little bit about like the gerrymandering and the racial segregation that has happened throughout like America's neighborhoods, but nowhere near the depth that this will go into. So I'm very excited to check this out and learn a lot more about what has happened in America that has racially segregated neighborhoods and just really messed up the system. So we have one more physical book, and that is 4 Days of You and Me, and this is by Miranda Kennelly. This is one of the books that the absolutely lovely Chelsea Darling Reads gave to me, and she was basically had a bunch of doubles of books, and I really wanted to read them, and she so kindly sent them to me. So this is basically a story that is about two people who I think spend, like, it's the same day but every year different. Yeah, so every May 7th, the students at this high school take a class trip, and every year the relationship between Lulu and Alex gets a little more complicated. So it's from freshman year all the way to senior year, and you just see this one day. So it sounds really cute, it sounds fun, it's also not too long, about 300 pages, so I think I can get through this quickly, and I kind of need to. Now the last book on my March kind of TBR is The Fifth Season. So I am buddy reading this, hopefully starting. My camera died. What else is new? This lighting setup is not ideal. It's less than ideal. We're gonna try to fix this. Right, so no matter what, you're going to see the ring light reflected in my glasses. Not something we can fix, but we can wrap up this video, because if you've made it to the disaster that this is right now, Pulitzer Prize, honestly, like, good for you. But we're gonna wrap this shindig up right here, right now. So I was cut off mid talking about The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. So I will be starting this buddy read with Olivia Savannah from Olivia's Catastrophe and Jade from Jaded Reader. We have not started yet because we're all in the middle of like 4 different books. So I'm not sure if like when in March we're starting this, or maybe April, but we're reading it. We all have the audiobook or the ebook or the physical book. We all have the copies and we're ready to go. I know absolutely nothing about The Fifth Season, and I want it to stay that way. So if you know anything, don't tell me, because I think every reviewer that I've ever seen or heard talk about The Fifth Season has said how you need to go in not knowing anything. I even glimpsed a synopsis one time to try to get a gist, and even the synopsis, I didn't really know what was going on. Because I think basically the synopsis just says, like, it's the end of the world. Something. See, I don't even remember. I'm very excited. I have only heard fantastic things about this book, about this series, about N.K. Jemisin, like, so I'm very excited to get going with it. We just don't know when exactly it'll happen. But that was the video. We made it to the end. Yeah, we're doing our best. We got a couple life things going on, as I've mentioned many times in this video, but you will get an update on that in a couple weeks soon. So I'll let you know when it's time to know. But exciting things are happening. It just means that the background has changed many times over the past couple months. The lighting situation just won't be ideal, and we're doing our best. We're getting through it. We're trying to keep reading. So no matter what, we are trying. That's all we can ask of ourselves, right? So if you made it this far in the video, I mean, if you have a light bulb emoji or something like that, that would be very fitting. Otherwise, say something about the lights, because damn. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you're taking care of yourself and taking some time for you amidst all of the reading or other things you're doing in your life. But I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you again. Bye!